Alright, y'all. We finally got time to play this game. I haven't had time to play the story mode, but on day one, I knew I wanted to make this video because this game plays like none other. So, if this game is overwhelming for you, or you haven't even picked up the game and you just wonder how it plays, this right here will be the perfect video for you. What I'm going to try to do is explain the game. All I've done is the tutorial and trainings, and I've kind of got a grasp on how you play this game. So what I'm going to do is kind of try to explain how to play this game through the lens of a Street Fighter player or a Mortal Kombat player. So let's just talk about the gauges. If you look at I'm playing as Toshiro, so one thing I want to talk about is the movement. This game is so weird, y'all. If I haven't played it, you move towards people as if you're the character. So walking towards Notiora, I'm holding up on the analog instead of left. And to move away from him, I'm actually holding down. So it's weird. It's so weird, but you have to play it to know what I'm talking about. The controls are inverted, but you play this game long enough, you get it. But anyway, let's go on to the gauges. Alright, the gauge under that P1, that's the gauge everybody wants to know what's going on. That is the important gauge. That's how you use your Bunkai. Alright, so what you want to do is fill that bar up. When you fill that bar up, you push in your right analog stick and your left analog stick at the same time. You got your Bunkai. I'm trying to explain this so y'all know how it plays through if you watch Bleach and you just trying to get to the big moves. Alright, but I'm going to try to explain it through the lens of a fighting game. So there's another meter that's going to pop up, which I don't know how to activate it because I don't know how to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can get Notiora to make it pop up. So, let's see, can I get him to? No, I cannot get him to make it pop up. Maybe I can make Notiora keep swinging. Maybe that'll make it pop up. Okay. Alright, I was trying to make the block gauge pop up. It's going to be under, like, y'all see that? So the way you read this bar, there's your Reishi, and in this game that's your health bar. And then you got this number 9, that's your lives. So I think that word is kakaku or something. I hate that I'm playing the game in Japanese, so I'm not really learning the words in English to regurgitate them to y'all. But under that 9, the way that bar gets thicker, that's when you're under 30% health. Now every fighting game really kind of shows you when you're under 30% health. The life bar in most games turn red and you know, hey, I'm getting in critical life. Well, under that bar it's supposed to be a block bar, but I don't know how to make it activate. But that's, imagine there's another bar under that thick bar under the 9. That's your, step away so you can see it, that's your block gauge, because y'all know you can break blocks on this game. So if you think about Street Fighter 5, there was a stun meter right there. So I hate it if y'all don't know Street Fighter 5, but that's where this block gauge is, but for some reason it's not showing up. Anyway, now let's go down to the bottom. You see that reverse flashing? That reverse, as far as what I learned into tutorial mode, is where you hold L2 and X. And I don't think I did it right, but I keep holding. I'm doing it, but it's kind of hard to explain. But it's L2, X, and away, and that's how you reverse. You see it going away and coming back. That's basically your counter. It's like a counter. It's like how you. The way it'll work is if something. Matter of fact, let's see if I can get Notiora to swing. I probably should make him do a slower attack, like this one. Okay, so let's check this out. I don't even know if I did it right. It's so hard to be both. There it is right there. That's what the point of it is to dodge something. That, like, if you see it coming. Wait, let me see it. Alright, none of my boys. I'm having to activate him and dodge it. That's why. There it is. Oh, is that not it? Maybe there's a timing thing that I'm not getting. Let's see. Let me think. Maybe there's a timing. Let's see. I'm gonna try to attack early. Wow. I'm hitting every button. It's me. I'm hitting all the buttons at the same time trying to dodge. Well, anyway, the reverse is to dodge. So I'm doing the reverse thing. But in the tutorial, like y'all saw him do like a cinematic. That part I'm not getting the timing. There's a timing on it, and I'm trying to figure out whether you just do it at the last minute or am I doing it early. No, if you do it early, he'll turn. Well, it did the cinematic, but basically, away in L2 and X is your reverse. All right, so now moving on to this yellow bar, right? Because I don't want to make the video long. I know y'all like, you didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get it. It's a wild game. I'm trying my hardest to learn it, but look. Alright, so since y'all are probably Bleach fans, let's talk about that yellow bar. So that's these moves. You got his L2 and O and his L2 and triangle. So he got y'all, I'm gonna butcher this, but I'm about to go for it. It's Soten Hayogeki, and he got a Hyoru Renbu. I don't remember him doing it in the anime, but anyway, we're not gonna read what they do, but in the tutorial, the L2 and the O button took up more meter than the L2 and triangle. So let's just look at the L2 and O move first. Okay, looks a little underwhelming, right? Don't y'all worry. So this is the L2 and triangle move. Okay. Alright, so I just showed them both of y'all. Now, Hisugaya has a blue bar over his. Every character is unique, so every character you have to go to here, this control guide, to kind of see how your character works. But the main thing y'all want to know is how do you do a cinematic attack, right? Or better yet, let me talk about the quick attacks. I mean the attacks. This is how you fight: square, 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 or that's your light attacks, and then your triangle are your heavier attacks. And you can transition. You can go square, 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 triangle, and finish it. And he'll actually transition into the heavier attacks. Kind of speed running that because y'all will be able to get that easy. And if you knock somebody back, you can hit X. I don't really know Hitsugaya, so I'm not knowing the timing, but I guess after the third hit, you can hit X and actually continue the combo. So here you go, 1, 2, 3. I like to count, and then you see I'm not hitting buttons anymore. All I hit is square 3 times, and then I hit X. But on the third hit, you hit X, and he actually teleports and finishes the combo. If y'all can see at the top left, y'all see when I talked about that bar, y'all see I can actually go into my Bunkai. Now, let's talk about cinematic moves. Now, in a fighting game like a Street Fighter 4, what you had was a focus attack. There it is right there on this game. That's your R2. Now, I'm going to learn the names of these moves, y'all. But for right now, to just get your hands into the game, this is what the moves do. We'll learn the names later. That right there, that stun, that's how you kind of lead into your R2 move. So let's check it out before we go into our Bunkai. This is base Hisugaya. I guess if we were talking Bleach, I would say this is his Shikai. But I can't remember how he looks. But look, I'm gonna go into a cinematic move. Look at him. I'm a huge fan of Bleach, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't learn the names of those moves. It's exciting to hear them say them, but I don't learn them. All right, so that was his regular. We'll check it out again if y'all just really love that. Okay. So the inputs on this game are not difficult by any stretch of the imagination. Now, let's talk about movement real quick before I go into a Bunkai. Just holding X is how you approach your enemy. Now you can hit, like we talked about the reverse, you can hit away and X to get away from them. Left and right to just sidestep them. Because it's like like a Tekken game, if you're just moving around, he's walking, and Hitsugaya is fast. Like all the characters I play are super slow, but that's the movement. Now, L2 is your spiritual pressure. Moves with L2 are your spiritual pressure. So that's like the two moves we talked about. That was using spiritual pressure. Also, you have an O move, and his, see, I don't know what his O move does, but I bet it's related to that blue bar you see at the bottom. Since I don't know Hitsugaya, I don't know how that works. But and I bet you if I knew like him as a character, which he's one of my least favorite, I know. Like I don't have a problem with Hitsugaya. He's just underwhelming. So that's why he's one of my least favorite. Like he ain't that guy. He ain't that guy. Even though it looked like he could have been that guy. But anyway, let's go into the Bunkai. Alright, so what I was gonna say is L2 is your spiritual pressure move. So when you see me hold L2, you see it. You see he has the yellow moves are attacks, and they're related to that yellow bar. Like I was saying, the triangle move takes up on the character I play, which was Ichigo in the tutorial. His triangle took up 1 bar, and then his O move took up 2 bars. So I would imagine Hitsugaya is kind of the same way. His O bar may be, his O special may take up more bars than the triangle. Now you see that bottom bar, that's more of your defense. Alright, so as you see, I can hold L2, and I'm gonna show you how this flash step works, because everybody knows flash step. Alright, so when you hold L2, you flash step. You saw how I got behind him? It don't matter how far I am behind, as far as I could tell, flash step is gonna get to him. And the other move is your reverse. I can show you that since I got him set to attack. See, in every other fighting game I play, they actually just keep doing a move, but I have to keep hitting down to get Notiora to attack. That's why it's throwing off my timing. So alright, so anyway, I'm not sure if I need to time the parry. Let me see, can I? Yeah, I guess I don't have to time it, but anyway, when he does this, he's in a heightened state. So if I remember the tutorial, like while he's glowing, he's faster and he hits harder. But that's holding L2, and you see at the bottom, you got square and you got X. So flash step takes 1 bar, and this awakened state depletes your other bar. You see that? It's depleting my bar, and then it goes out. Now, you know, and those things recover on their own, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so that's everything I think I can talk about in his normal state. Now, like I said, make this your friend. The character control guide, make it your friend. You see at the top, you got normal state, then you got your awakening. Alright? You have to look at this and tell how your character works. But I'm going to tell you the general. This is just general information. So let's go into our Bunkai. Okay. Alright, so now that he's in his awakened state, what changes? Alright, so the main change, let's check his spiritual pressure move. So like I see, again, that's holding L2 and triangle. Let's see if they change any. Looks the same. Looks the same. So the main thing is he's just gonna hit harder. Since he has these ice wings and stuff, I can't even tell if the attacks look different. With the characters I play, their attacks actually didn't change. You see, I can't tell y'all who I play because I might end up playing y'all, so that's why I keep saying the characters I play. So let's go into his move that I know will change. And again, you're holding R2, it's like a focus attack. So wham, it hits him. In that stun state, you hold R2 again, he goes into his super. That's if you're picking up this game and you're trying to figure out how to go into your cinematic moves, it's R2. but it has to combo. Like when they turn red, that's your opportunity to do it. You see that? You see, I followed it up with a maybe I should explain it like this. Your square attack. Like if your square attacks or your triangle attack, if it ends their life bar, if you want to call it, let's call it a health bar, then they'll go into a KO state where you can use your R2, this move right here. Now in the tutorial you'll see it, it's a hold, you hold R2, you don't hit R2, you hold it, and he goes into this move where he'll, however his character works, Toshiro actually dashes to his opponent just like this, like I'm holding X, and then he does his super, right? See, I'm gonna show y'all one more time. You see this? He's finna keep. Alright, there you go. Okay. All characters might not work like that. Let's say Stark, for example, he might shoot a fireball, or maybe what's that character's name with the hair and the snake sword? Renji. He may use his sword. So the thing is, they have to get to the person and connect in that juggle state, and that juggle state might not actually leave them juggle. Just because you do this doesn't, they can block. I don't remember in the tutorial you can hit them when they turn red, but even in the tutorial I felt like that wasn't just a guaranteed way into that super. Now the super on this game, I think it's called a Keycon, but that word isn't sticking to me because I don't ever remember them saying a Keycon in the anime. So that word is new to me. So anyway, and this back step stuff, that's called a ho-ho. Again, these, it's not gonna show it in here. Y'all probably think I'm making up words. I'm not making up words, but Keycon, that's the move I was talking about. R2. I should have showed y'all this. And this is the ho-ho word. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. And again, this is how you go into your super. L2 and R3. Push your thumbsticks in. Bam, your super. Spiritual move 1, spiritual move 2. Y'all see? I'm off the head explain this. You got your block. So, and then I didn't talk about this. R1 is how you break blocks. So let's say, matter of fact, I'll set Notori up to block. Let's see. Up. He's facing the wrong way, but he's blocking, and I can end the recording. Alright, so I'm finna hit him. He's just be blocking. Okay, here we go. So now, guard break breaks that. Can't block that. Guard break. Now, another thing in this game is both people can go into their guard break at the same time. And let me see if I can show you that. Let's see. There you go. Notior's guard break. Let me cancel that, and then have him do it again, and then I'll do it. Let's see if he's gonna do it. Do it. I might have did my recording wrong. Let's try to record that again. Okay. Now let's see if he'll do it again. There you go. I did mine too early. Let's see if I can time it better. I am mistiming this. I wonder if it's like focus attack where the second person to do it wins. Well, he's winning, and he did. I started it. Wait, hold on, that's right. Okay, that one hit him. The second person won on that. I can't even be sure on who won that one. It looks like he's winning all of them, even though he's going second. Let's make him go. It may be the second person wins. No, I was the second person and he won that one. I reacted and I won that one. I'm gonna be honest, the results of this test are inconclusive. So I was gonna tell you, if they do a guard break, return with a guard break. But I can't say for certain whether that's a good idea. Now we could try. You can get behind them with your flash step, which is L2 and X. You see it, you can counter hit it. That's something. But you saw right there, I got in front of him. Still got hit. So, inconclusive. It isn't as straightforward as Street Fighter, where if you talk about, let's say, I'm gonna use drive impact as an example, since that's the current game. If somebody does a drive impact and you return with a drive impact, you go second, you win. I'm gonna show you again. I'm gonna go second. I'm gonna react to his. I got hit. Matter of fact, mine didn't even come out. Let's see if I'm too slow. I can't say for certain who's winning. It just seems inconclusive. Alright, so I cannot tell you to attack it. Now, depending on how his works, you can't even dodge it. Let's see. Yep, I sidestepped it and I backstepped it and I still got hit. So, you have to burn. See, I'm holding L2. I had to do a flash step to dodge it. And there it is. That's what I was trying to show y'all. He cinematic dodged it, but how did I do that? I have no clue. There you go. Maybe the attack has to be big enough for that to trigger that. Let's see. Let's try that again. It's dodging, but it ain't consistent that it's a cinematic move. And right now I'm in my Bunkai, so I don't know if that makes it more of a situation, but regardless of the fact, I think I talked about everything. Let's bring up the inputs one more time. I think I talked about everything. Quick attacks, signature moves. We talked about that. What hits the guy, I didn't know how his worked, so I didn't show him because this is more of a general tutorial. You got your spiritual pressure, which was L2. We talked about that. You got 2 moves in spiritual pressure. R1 triangle being a weaker one as far as less consuming of your gauge, and spiritual pressure move 2 more consuming of your gauge. Your Keycon move, that's the cinematic move that we all want to see. That's your, I'm more than positive that's gonna be your Getsuga Tensho. It's gonna be your see, I like Kenpachi, but I don't know the names of none of his moves. But Senbon Zakura Kagayoshi, y'all know Byakuya, that's gonna be that move. Daigen Hurimaru, that's gonna be R2. Okay, so let's see. Reverse action, we didn't talk about that, but I mean we did talk about it, but that's that move where I said, you see my bottom bar depleting, that was that move. So we did talk about that. And where we at? R1 square, so that's your reverse action, your ho-ho, so that was your, we talked about it, that's your flash step. Your awakening is your Bunkai. Alright. Now, this unpaired spiritual pressure moves, I'm not gonna touch that. I don't even know what that's asking. So I'm not the type of person to change my buttons. So I don't know. That's not, the rest of this was actual moves. So, and I think we talked about everything. We even talked about how you have a guard breaker, but the bar isn't showing. So, y'all, that's your crash course. All right. Look, I'm gonna show you what I mean by crash course. I'm gonna go back to the main menu. This, even though this was a 24-minute video, y'all, this tutorial, this battle guide tutorial, I've done that like 3 or 4 times. And this challenges, I've done them. So I'm explaining everything that you need to know. Y'all see it, breaker, soul break. We didn't talk about it. We didn't use the words, but that's when you kill somebody's whole life bar. There's called a soul break. All right, your ho-ho application, that's what I was showing you. You can dodge him and it'll go into a cinematic animation. Your reverse action, that was that L2 and square where he powers up. All right, you got, some characters have multiple awakenings. They named them Ichigo, Ishida, or Uryu. Y'all might call him Uryu. I call him Ishida. Aizen, obviously Aizen, and Ukiyo, obviously Ukiyo can awaken twice. Or maybe that's the special state awakening. I'm not sure. Awaken twice, special state. I'm not sure. No, special state they showed, and I'll show you that. Because I'm almost positive we talked about all this. Yeah, awakening was your Bunkai. So in spiritual pressure move, that was your O move. So Hisagaya did some ice. This move is kind of underwhelming. I know y'all like, why didn't we do that? We did it. It was underwhelming. That's why we moved on. All right, I'm gonna show you. Just so you don't feel like you still don't know what you're doing. Trust me. Watch this video over and over. It's the same thing as this, but it's in more common terms. This special awakening, I'm gonna show you what they're talking about. Now, I do advise you to do the tutorial so you get accustomed to hearing the Japanese words, because I didn't throw those Japanese words at you. The Kikon, well, I mean, that might have been the only one. The ho-ho. I called it a flash step because that's what you know it from in the show. But I'm going to show you the special awakening they're talking about. And again, y'all might want to try this stuff. I'm not a fan of this character, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like and why they why it has its own spot in the tutorial. And I don't even see him. There he is right there, Renji. I'm going to talk about the costumes in another video. Alright, so let's use him and Lugia. Now I'm going to have to... Actually, I'm going to teach you this about building up meter. Alright, we all want to go into Bunkai, right? This is what I learned from the tutorial. Doing your square, 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 finishing the combo off builds meter faster. Okay? Triangle, 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 finishing it off builds meter faster. But since we got meter unlimited, we're going to try other things. So this is me holding R2. This is your Kikon. You're just trying to build that meter. That didn't look like that built it up. So we're going to go back to this. I'm just going to fight him. I'm just trying to build up that meter. That's why. Try to do a little everything that way. Feels like I'm... Matter of fact, let's use some of the spiritual pressure moves. See, every character has things that I don't understand. And to understand them, the only way you can truly understand them is to go into your character guide and read on how your character works. Now, me, I already knew who I wanted to play in this game. We talked about your spiritual pressure move being underwhelming. This is his. This is O. See that? That's what I meant by it. It looked cool seeing it on that list, but it's a little underwhelming. Oh, I think it's called signature move, not spiritual pressure move. Spiritual pressure move was this right here. You see, when I'm doing spiritual pressure, I got 4 options. But only triangle makes sense to me. I sure hope Renji gets meter faster than this. Now, one thing I was hoping was in this game, but I just never saw it, and I'm almost positive it's not in this game, which is throws. Now, I get it. I have a sword in my hand, so who in their right mind would be trying to throw somebody with a sword? But at the same time, it's a fighting game. I wish it had throws, but hey, I do respect that this is the way it works, and if somebody's blocking, you swing through the sword. Okay, now, I basically talked all this time to show you this. This is the special awakening state that they talked about. Alright, so you see that? If you played Ninja Storm before, you've seen something like this. So basically the camera view has changed. I really don't even feel like I'm walking towards my opponent. Like I do not feel like I can get toward. I can't get close to her. So I'm not sure what she's supposed to do to get close to me, but this is what they meant by special awakening state. I can't flash step. I'm holding X. He's not making any effort to get close to her. And she's off the screen, so okay, and then he goes to his weakened state and comes back. Alright. Now, I just explained everything in the tutorial with y'all. I really just explained everything. Did I make it sound as beautiful as they made it sound? No. That's why you still need to play, but you'll actually, you know what I mean? It'll soak. It'll get down to the roots. I really think this made sense. That's all I've been doing. I still haven't played the game. I mean, I have the game, but what I'm saying is I haven't played the story mode. I haven't played any people yet. I'm just trying to get like real accustomed to how the fight works because I want to love this game. So I'm giving it everything, you know, all my, you know, I want to learn the correct way to play it before I get out there. All right, I want to feel like I'm playing it the right way, and that way I don't complain because it is a simple game, but it's simple if you just try to oversimplify it. It's still a rock paper scissors game. So if you enjoyed the tutorial, y'all, hey, hit the like button. Y'all are more than welcome to come back to the tutorial. It may be better tutorials out there, but I'm speaking in what they call layman terms, so it's going to make sense. If you watch this tutorial and you play any other fighting game, you're going to be able to make sense of what you're seeing. It is weird. I had to study the game because this doesn't play like no game I've ever played. I thought it was going to play like Ninja Storm, and no, this isn't a cousin of Ninja Storm. This isn't Ninja Storm's nephew. This is not a relative of Ninja Storm. Yes, we are in the arena, but that's about all we got in common with Ninja Storm. I mean, it's fun, but it's fun learning something new. So I appreciate the support, y'all. Peace.